Imagine a moment when everything seems too perfect to be random. You're thinking about an old friend, and suddenly they call you. You find money lying on the street the very day you needed it most. Or maybe you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and your entire life changes because of it. We call these moments luck or coincidence. But what if there's more to the story? What if behind these strange alignments there lies a hidden science, a set of patterns that shape what we believe to be chance? Welcome to the Science of Luck and Coincidence, a journey into the mysterious forces that govern life's most surprising moments. Today, we'll dive deep into whether luck is really just random, or if it is the result of hidden psychological, mathematical, and even universal principles. For centuries, humans have tried to make sense of luck. Ancient civilizations believed it was the favor of the gods. A coin tossed into a fountain, a charm tied around the wrist, or a prayer whispered before battle, all were ways to ask unseen forces to bend chance in one's favor. The Greeks called it Tyche, the goddess of fortune. The Romans built shrines to Fortuna. Even today, we speak of people as born lucky or cursed with bad luck, as though fate itself is written into their lives. But then came science. As probability and mathematics developed, thinkers began to strip the mystery away. They argued that what we call luck is nothing more than the laws of chance playing out. A dice roll is not lucky, it is statistics. A winning lottery ticket is not a miracle, it's just improbable, not impossible. To science, coincidence is simply two unlikely events happening at the same time. And yet, the mystery refuses to vanish. Because when you experience a coincidence, it feels different. It feels meaningful, as though the universe whispered in your ear for just a second. Psychologists call this apophenia, the mind's tendency to see patterns where none exist. But others argue that dismissing these moments is too easy. What if coincidences carry hidden significance? What if luck is not only chance, but also perception, and perhaps even alignment with deeper universal rhythms? Let's start with the mathematics of coincidence. Imagine you're in a room with 23 people. Logic might tell you that the odds of two people sharing the same birthday must be tiny. But probability says otherwise. In a group that size, there's a better than 50% chance two people will match birthdays. This is called the birthday paradox. Coincidences seem miraculous only because we underestimate how often unlikely events actually happen. Now take this idea further. Every day, we are bombarded with thousands of random occurrences, faces in crowds, numbers on receipts, words overheard in conversations. Statistically, improbable overlaps are bound to happen. You think about someone, and later you see their name on a billboard. Was it fate? Or just math playing tricks on your attention? But math alone cannot explain why these moments feel so powerful. That's where psychology steps in. Psychologists suggest that our brains are wired to seek patterns. Evolution made us hyper-alert to connections because spotting patterns kept our ancestors alive. A rustle in the grass could mean danger. Recognizing it early was the difference between survival and death. Today, that same wiring makes us attach meaning to coincidences. But here's the twist: research also shows that believing in luck can change your reality. Studies have found that people who consider themselves lucky tend to take more risks, stay more optimistic, and notice opportunities others miss. In other words, their belief creates behaviors that attract more positive outcomes. This phenomenon is known as the psychology of luck. It suggests that luck is not just something that happens to us, it's something we can cultivate. So, is luck real, or is it an illusion shaped by the mind? Could it be both? Could coincidence be the intersection where randomness meets meaning, and where belief transforms probability into destiny? This is just the beginning of our exploration. As we move forward, we'll unravel stories of incredible coincidences that changed history, examine scientific theories of probability, explore cultural myths of luck, and ask the ultimate question: are we living in a world of random chance, or is there an unseen pattern guiding us? Stay tuned, because the rabbit hole of luck goes deeper than you think. When we talk about luck, we often imagine it as a mysterious gift handed to us from outside forces. Some people seem to have it in abundance, while others feel perpetually cursed. But when we dig deeper, we find that luck is often less about chance and more about perception, timing, and action. Take, for example, one of the most famous coincidences in history, the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in 1914. On that fateful day, the Archduke's driver took a wrong turn and stopped right in front of Gavrilo Princip, the assassin. Had the car followed the intended route, World War I might never have started, or at least, not in the same way. Was this pure chance, or was it the kind of coincidence that seems almost scripted by fate? Events like these highlight the strange borderland between chaos and pattern. On one hand, mathematics tells us coincidences are inevitable. On the other hand, the meaning we attach to them can alter the course of history. Psychologists Richard Wiseman and Matthew Smith have studied luck extensively. They discovered that people who identify as lucky share common traits. They're more open to new experiences, more resilient in the face of setbacks, and more attentive to subtle cues in their environment. In experiments, these so-called lucky people were far more likely to notice opportunities hidden in plain sight. For instance, in one famous test, participants were asked to look through a newspaper and count the number of photos. The lucky group completed the task much faster, not because they were better counters, but because they noticed a bold printed message on one of the pages that read, * stop counting. There are 43 photos in this newspaper. * The unlucky participants, more tense and focused, overlooked it completely. This tells us something profound. Luck is not just about what happens, but about what we are able to perceive. Coincidence doesn't just happen, it requires awareness. It's like a hidden code in reality, but only some people have their senses tuned enough to spot it. Now, let's step into the philosophical side. Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist, introduced the concept of synchronicity, the idea that coincidences are not random at all, but meaningful events connected through a deeper layer of reality. For Jung, synchronicity wasn't just chance, it was evidence that our inner world and the outer world can align in mysterious ways. For example, imagine dreaming of a golden scarab, and the next day, someone gifts you a golden scarab-shaped trinket. Jung would say this is not just coincidence, it is synchronicity, a meaningful alignment that suggests the universe itself is engaged in a dialogue with you. Skeptics argue that synchronicity is just a projection of the human mind onto random events. They say we notice connections only because we're actively looking for them, while ignoring the countless meaningless coincidences that happen all the time. Yet for those who experience these moments, the feeling is undeniable, powerful enough to change decisions, alter beliefs, and sometimes redirect the course of life entirely. Take the story of Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy. The coincidences linking their lives and deaths are so numerous that they become legendary. Both were elected to Congress exactly 100 years apart, both became president 100 years apart, both were succeeded by men named Johnson, and both were assassinated on a Friday by men with 3 names. While skeptics dismiss this as statistical clustering, others see it as evidence of history's hidden rhythm, a pattern replaying itself like echoes across time. Coincidences like these can shape history in ways that defy rational explanation. Consider Mark Twain, who was born shortly after Halley's Comet passed Earth in 1835 and predicted he would go out with it when it returned. Remarkably, he died in 1910, the very day after the comet made its next appearance. Was this mere chance, or the universe aligning with his words in a strange cosmic joke? There are also personal stories of luck that defy probability. Many lottery winners, for example, have won not once, but twice. Mathematicians admit the odds are astronomically low, yet these rare cases exist. Others tell of narrowly avoiding disaster, missing a doomed flight, or surviving an accident because of a last-minute decision. These are the stories that give us chills, the ones that make us wonder if there's more at play than random chance. Luck also shows itself in science. Alexander Fleming's discovery of penicillin is often described as a happy accident. He left a petri dish of bacteria uncovered, and mold spores drifting through the air contaminated it, killing the bacteria in a way no one had seen before. This accident would go on to save millions of lives. Was it luck? Coincidence? Or was Fleming's keen perception, the ability to notice significance in the accident, the real factor that turned chance into history? The line between randomness and destiny becomes even blurrier when we look at cultural stories of fate. In many traditions, luck is tied to the belief in unseen forces guiding events. Ancient Chinese philosophy speaks of the Tao, the natural flow of the universe, suggesting that aligning oneself with it brings harmony and fortune. In Norse mythology, the Norns wove the threads of fate that determined each life. In Hindu belief, karma ties action and outcome across lifetimes, suggesting that luck is not random at all, but the unfolding of a cosmic law. What unites all these traditions is the sense that luck is not purely chaotic, it's a signal, a clue, perhaps even a message about how reality works. Whether we call it divine intervention, destiny, or synchronicity, the underlying idea is the same, that life's coincidences are not accidents, but windows into a hidden order. But here lies the big question: if luck and coincidence are signals, then signals of what? Are they pointing us toward a truth about the universe, that everything is interconnected in ways we don't yet understand? Or are they simply reflections of the incredible pattern-making machine we call the human mind? In the next part, we'll push deeper into the science of probability, explore how our brains filter information to shape what we call luck, and examine groundbreaking research that might prove, or disprove, whether coincidences carry meaning beyond mere chance. Skeptics argue that synchronicity is just a projection of the human mind onto random events. They claim we are wired to detect patterns, even when none exist. This tendency, known as apophenia, explains why people see faces in clouds or hear messages in static. By this logic, coincidences are not evidence of hidden forces, but simply the mind doing what it does best, finding order in chaos. Yet, the sheer power of these moments is difficult to dismiss. Even if coincidences are just patterns, they often feel so charged with meaning that they alter lives. A chance meeting at a train station might lead to a lifelong partnership. Missing a bus might place someone in the exact right place at the exact right time to avoid disaster. Whether or not these events have cosmic origins, their impact is very real. Probability theory offers another lens. Mathematicians point out that in a world with nearly 8 billion people and countless events happening every second, unlikely coincidences are not only possible, they are inevitable. For example, the birthday paradox demonstrates that in a room of just 23 people, there's a 50% chance two will share the same birthday. What feels astonishing is, in fact, built into the mathematics of probability. But does inevitability explain everything? Take Alexander Fleming's discovery of penicillin. It wasn't just that mold accidentally landed in his petri dish, it was that Fleming noticed what others might have overlooked. This highlights a crucial truth: luck and coincidence favor not only the prepared mind, but the observant one. Modern neuroscience takes this further. Our brains act like filters, sifting through oceans of sensory data. Most information is discarded as irrelevant, but when something resonates with our current needs, desires, or fears, it stands out. This is why someone buying a new car suddenly notices that exact model everywhere. It was always there, but the brain tuned into it once it became relevant. In the same way, what we call coincidences may partly reflect this filtering process. Our attention shapes our perception of luck. A person primed to see opportunity will catch signals that others miss. In this sense, lucky people might not be luckier at all, they may simply be better at noticing patterns, aligning actions, and responding at the right moment. Yet the mystery persists. Stories of staggering synchronicity, like twins separated at birth who live eerily similar lives, or historical figures connected by improbable chains of events, push beyond what statistics comfortably explain. These cases force us to wonder whether probability, psychology, and perception tell the whole story. In the next part, we'll explore the deeper question: could luck and coincidence reveal an underlying order in the universe, one that science is only beginning to glimpse? And if so, what does that mean for the choices we make and the paths we walk? Throughout history, humans have wrestled with the mystery of luck and coincidence. From the oracles of ancient Greece to the quantum theories of today, the question remains the same: Are these moments of chance mere accidents, or glimpses of a deeper design? Science tells us that probability makes coincidences inevitable. Psychology shows us that the human mind is wired to notice patterns, sometimes even inventing them. But neither fully explains why coincidences so often carry a weight of meaning, why they feel like whispers from the universe rather than empty noise. Perhaps the answer lies somewhere in between. Luck may not be a supernatural force, yet it is undeniably shaped by our state of mind, our openness to opportunity, and our ability to act when chance appears. Coincidence may not be a coded message from fate, yet it can still transform lives, guiding people toward choices they might never have considered. And then there's the possibility, still beyond the reach of proof, that luck and coincidence hint at something larger, an unseen web connecting all events, all people, across time and space. Whether we call it synchronicity, fate, or the hidden mathematics of the cosmos, it reminds us that life is far richer and more mysterious than we imagine. So the next time a coincidence startles you, or fortune seems to smile on you without reason, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this just chance, or is the universe trying to tell me something? The answer may never be certain, but perhaps that's the point. In the tension between randomness and meaning, between luck and destiny, lies the beauty of the human experience itself. And maybe, just maybe, the science of luck is not about removing the mystery, but about learning to live inside it.